Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it. We're here. And just give me a second to adjust my screen and so I can read everything. I am doing the weekend reading for their feelings, the energy you're in. I always check you because I need to see where you're at to see if you guys are vibing. And then their possible next moves this weekend, if any, you know what I mean? Sometimes there just isn't any movement. So, hello, welcome in. I see everybody's I see the comments kind of hanging on this week. It's different for each and every one of us. It depends on what your focus is on, but man, it's been a week of getting shit done, and just now Friday, ready for the weekend, just tired, ready for the weekend. I'm so glad, Oyadi. Is that Oyadi? Sona, how are you? Bettina, the girl, what's up? Bernadette, Nature Girl, Angel Eyes, Lisa, what's up? I am doing super chats afterwards. I already have 6 people on the list. So remember, it is Friday. Get them in as soon as possible because I'm always ready to leave school early and go hang out for the weekend. So if you do have a question that you want answered, I will be available right after Pisces. All right, so I am starting. We want a fun weekend. You know, we have a huge shift this weekend, the nodal shift. So make sure to check out my Sunday's readings. I'm focusing on, the full moon in Aquarius coming in, and the nodal shifts, which will be in Leo and Aquarius. And now Mercury's retrograde. So, Mercury's going direct. So I've got a lot of info coming in on Sunday. But let's have a great weekend. All right, I'm going to do Aries at 222. Remember, this is not, I'm going to roll dice for you guys, a dice of signs for you guys, because I'm only going to do 3-card pull. It's quick. And we'll see the zodiac signs most likely to show up this weekend for you. I have Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Sag, Virgo, and Cancer. Now I am seeing the 10 of Wands, so there's there's a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough energy this weekend. Things could be getting heavy, tough. Finally caving. Somebody finally caving, giving in. Your energy, their feelings. Sorry, it goes their feelings, your feelings, their next move. And the Ace of Swords and the 10 of Wands tells me somebody's going to crack the ice. Somebody's going to say something that's weighing on them this weekend, all right? You're on somebody's mind, and sometimes it's difficult, to say what I really want to say, and somebody may really feel that way towards you. It's like, I want to tell you something, Aries, but I'm afraid of the repercussions, or things are getting tough, and I'm afraid of stressing the situation out even more. So let's see your energy before I see the King of Wands. You have a great energy, by the way. A King of Wands here. It's like you're attracting somebody in. Maybe you stress them out a little bit. Maybe they're a little bit under the weather right now, or have a lot of pressure on them, and they want to talk to you. You might be the first person that they just want to talk to this weekend. Sometimes people need to, feel the heat of the world on them, and then who do we run to? The ones that care about us, that listen to us. Their next actions, I see the 2 of Wands. All right, so it feels like somebody's feeling strongly pulled to reach out to you this weekend. I do have Aries, Leo, Sag, and I gave you some signs that I'm reading. All right, and there isn't heavy energy. It feels as though somebody's reaching a point that we have to clear something up. Let me talk to you. So somebody initiating conversation this weekend. And you do see a King of Wands. So what I'm seeing for you is you just got to keep doing what you're doing, because you're definitely enough with the King of Wands showing here, and this person's attracted to you. All right, let's see. Taurus. All right, my bulls. Where's my bullshitters? Where are you? All right, Taurus. Their feelings, yours, their next move for this weekend. Let's see. What can I get for Taurus? We're going to roll the dice. These are the signs most likely to show up this weekend. You have Scorpio, you have Virgo, you have Sag, you have Leo, Cancer, and possibly an Aries. Possibly an Aries who are in the energy right now. All right, we have Three of Swords. So what's going on, guys? The cards today are showing me, you know, there's some separation going on or some heaviness going on here behind the scenes. But your person's feelings for you, the Sun card. All right, maybe your person knows they're disappointing you or they're afraid to disappoint you, but there's clarity coming in. You have a Leo energy here too. You might be the one that's bringing light to somebody. All right, notice that came through for Aries too. It must be a theme today. You must be somebody here that somebody just wants to see you happy, or somebody wants to reconcile, somebody wants to talk to you, somebody's missing your energy. You give off a lot of energy, and somebody's in love with you. All right, so they have deeper feelings for you, and pay attention to maybe how they show up or how they act when they're around you, because it's coming from a beautiful place. All right, so your feelings, the Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like you are spinning around. You feel the pull. You feel a pull towards somebody. You feel like there's a reason for this relationship, you know? And maybe the clarity's coming in this weekend because you have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune showing up for you. And you know how I love to do predictions when I see cards, even if it has nothing to do with what this video is about. This is luck is on your side, guys. This is like hitting the lottery. It's like, you know, your soul is calling for change, calling for a turning point. You and another person, you're going through some lessons together, but you know, this is a chance for a do-over. And, you know, where there's a period here, there's a point this weekend, especially with that North Node, that is changing the direction of your relationship. So their next actions towards you, I see the King of Swords. You have a king here, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Strong energy, and your person sees clearly. Your person sees the bigger picture with you, and I see communication coming in with that. It's like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is, but you are somebody that is meant to be in my life. You are somebody that maybe I've gotten comfortable with you, but when I'm not around you, nobody else makes me feel as seen. I see the word seen. Nobody makes me feel as seen as you do. So there is some warmth and really good energy coming your way this weekend, Taurus, with somebody who's on your mind. And I'm seeing the King of Swords. So this may be somebody that expresses themselves through words, and they need to process their emotions. So it's hard for them to always express how they really feel, right? And so you may just need to observe them a little bit more and see what they're doing and how they're trying to show up for you. All right, actions, you know, actions behind their words, but I am seeing growth. All right, a lot of growth this weekend for you. All right, so that's my Tauruses. All right, Gemini. I'm liking the energy. So you guys let me know in the comments. It seems like there's already a theme kind of forming. I never know which direction it's going to go. I just kind of go with the flow. It is hot today. I had to run in this heat, so let's not talk about it. I had to run and do a bunch of overhead squats. I'm so excited that I'm back. I'm like back to my old self, you know, in some ways that this, you know, makes me excited to go beat myself up in the heat. All right, Gemini, 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 Gemini. I had friends that used to go down to Hilton Head all the time. All right, Gemini, their feelings, your feelings, the energy you're giving off, and the next move. All right, the Magician card. With you, you know, look at, you're attracting somebody and somebody's got your attention, you got their attention. You're still in this stage of the magician. Like, it depends on what we want to think, what we really think, what we really want. I mean, are we just teasing each other? Are we playing games with each other? What's going on here? But we like each other because you wouldn't waste your time if there wasn't something there. You know what I mean? It's like, you got my attention one way or the other, right? That doesn't always guarantee any good stuff, but it does say you got some flirting going on. All right. It could be a Virgo, another Gemini. Oh, I'm going to roll the dice. So most likely to show up for you this week is what I'm saying with the dice. And I have a Capricorn. I have a Libra. A Scorpio seems to be showing up for everybody this weekend. A Virgo, a Sag, and possibly, I'll say 70% Leo. Now, your person's feelings for you is the Four of Wands. So we're seeing somebody here really likes your vibe, the way you live, the way you carry yourself, the way your home feels to them. You feel comfortable with them, Gemini. You may be in the same building at times, work together, you've been together, and they just love the vibe you get when you're around people. So somebody feels close to you. You seem to, this is somebody that's around you in your environment, you know, and they're feeling a real strong pull towards you. Let's see, maybe you are their home. Well, let's see you, the Judgment card, but you're thinking otherwise. You're questioning things. You know, well, tell me already, or, you know, quit keeping me in the dark. You know, tell me the truth. Where's this going? All right, that seems to be the biggest question. It's like, you're over here going, I don't know how to read this person, you know. I feel some pull, I feel the connection, but, you know, be mindful that your mind can take you in a couple different paths this weekend, and you could be judging, you know, harshly, like, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know what I mean? Like, maybe start focusing on somebody here is really feeling pulled towards something more with you. You know, maybe wanting to connect, to come over, get together. What's their next actions? The Temperance card. So that's the problem, is somebody's acting super chill. And that came through, that's been coming through the last day with my readings too. It's like, come on, quit acting so chill. Like, you know, I need to see some movement. I need to see some response. Do you have a pulse? You know, tell me something, give me something, you know, quit throwing out a vibe and giving me just enough so I know you're there. You know, let me know what's going on. So I do feel like that energy is still showing up for you this weekend. Like, I'm just going to say ride the wave right now. Don't make any crazy choices or decisions with this person. It feels like they're pulled to connect with you, and they may even try to get closer with you this weekend. But they're still going to leave you guessing on what the hell they really want, okay? I'm getting a Sag and a fire energy for you too as well. So it could be a Leo, Aries, Sag as well. A lot of fire here. You see that. So the spark's been lit, but is anybody are they going to take the next step, or just sit here and want to be around you, want to connect with you and not do anything about it? That's what I got for my Geminis. All right. Bonjour, Cancer. I don't know why that wants to. All right. Let's see. Let's do 15 so I can get a good shuffle. I am feeling this week. I'm feeling pretty chill myself. Maybe that's what I'm feeling, like that. You know, like the Temperance card. Like, you know, the week's been complete. I've done enough. I've done a lot. You know, I made some awesome chili when Leo went into, the sun went into Leo, and I've been eating chili for the last 3 days. All right. Chilling, chili. A French Cancer. Yeah. Oui, oui. All right. Let's see how they show up. Well, hello, Mr. Jeff and Bernadette. What's up? Cancer. Quick reading. Let's see. So I'm going to roll the dice. Who's most likely to show up for you this weekend? I have a Sag, a Scorpio. We just went through Scorpio moon, and now we're in Sag moon, and I have Capricorn there too, and Libra, and I have Virgo and possibly a Leo. All right, so these are the signs. You know, and the moon is in Sag right now, moving. It'll be in Capricorn this weekend. You have the Three of Swords. So maybe something hasn't been turning out the way you wanted it to, right? And there's been a slight distance or separation with somebody, and they could be hurting more than you think. Let's see what's going on. The Two of Pentacles, your person's feelings. Did I make the right choice? Should I? So it sounds like, you know, somebody's really thinking about any kind of repercussions or problems that have arisen with you in the relationship. It's like, am I really sure I made the right decision about this connection? Or, you know, somebody, you still taking up some space on somebody's mind. All right. Your feelings, the Eight of Swords, but they got you all messed up in the head. You know, it's like, you know, I don't know what to do here. What am I supposed to do? Nothing. There's nothing you can do in this energy. It feels like the more you do, the more you say, this person here just, you know, pulls away. They're in the process here of really wondering if they're making the right decision. So leaving you kind of guessing is not feeling that good for them. So what's their next actions towards you? I see the Magician card. It feels like your person really wants to resolve something with you, figure something out with you, talk something over with you. And, you know, the attraction is there, the pull towards you, if there's any kind of unfinished business, is really strong with your person. And I'm getting Gemini and Virgo as well too. All right. And, you know, right now it can seem like you want to do something, but there's really nothing you can do. Your person needs to make a decision. If there is a third party situation, that's what's difficult for them. They know they have to resolve something or end a situation before they pursue you. But their next action is to pursue you. Gemini. I mean, that's a Gemini, Cancer. All right. I see all you guys coming in. Yes, I will do super chats right after Pisces. We're cruising today, and so I will be there sooner than you know it. Leo. Happy birthday, Leo. It is your time to shine. Leo South Node. This Sunday, you're going to have your South Nodal return. All right, let's do this. Your person's feelings, yours, their next actions. And most likely to show up for you this weekend, I'm going to roll the dice. You have a Sag, you have a Libra, you have another Leo, you have a Capricorn, a Virgo, and possibly a Scorpio that could show up. Loving the gems. All right. All right, Ten of Pentacles, spending quality time together, thinking about spending quality time together. You know, you definitely, you know, fit the description. You know, pina coladas and yoga and walks on the beach. I mean, this person sees that with you, sees a connection with you, you know, feels closeness with you and possibilities. Maybe they want to get together with you. Let's see what's going on. Their feelings. The Magician is coming through a lot today. You got somebody actively thinking about you and pursuing you. All right, somebody wants what you have. Somebody wants to be a part, be with you, you know, give you what you want. Somebody wants to give you what you want. That doesn't always mean that they can, but they want to. All right, you have Gemini and Virgo here. Now, you, the Star card, so you both want the same thing, whoever this is. And I have an Aquarius energy. All right. Sometimes you may be battling whether or not you can trust this. Sometimes you may be in your head really planning for the future. But the good news is I'm picking up on somebody that sees the future with you. All right. Now, if there's other things going on, they're just temporary complications. This kind of pull says we're destined to be together. Now, you are going into an 18-month, cycle with the South Node being there, and it's going to be in your relationship, department. And so this could be where you got somebody's eye, and somebody that you're connecting with is definitely feeling the vibe. So it may not happen overnight, but it's something that's brewing and something that may play out over the next year as well. Now, their next actions to you is the Judgment card. So it feels as though I want to tell you the truth. I want to come clean with you. I want to be honest with you. And I want a new direction with you. So for some of you, this could be a forgiveness moment, or this could be just a let's give this a chance moment. And somebody needing to make a decision about the next step when it comes to commitment. And that feels like this is what you're walking into. So this weekend, if you don't, you might be talking, you might be engaging with this person in some way, or even just thinking about this person, but they could be making an important decision that is going to affect you in the future. And that's what I got for you. I got you, Gons. I got you on there too. And I will double check before I start that I get everybody's questions. All right, me Virgos. Now, who's that? Is that Irish? Me Virgo. No, I just need to. Mercury's direct, and I'm trying to flow with it and can't yet. All right, Virgo. No humor today. Not feeling it. All right. Virgo. I tried. All right. I tried. Let's see. Virgo. All right. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Who's most likely to show up for you this weekend? I'm going to roll the dice. You have another Virgo. You have a Cancer. Scorpio. Scorpio's showing up for everybody. I love it. I guess we have Aries, and we have Cancer, and we have Gemini, and maybe 40% in Aquarius. All right. All right, let's do this. I'm telling you, this week challenged me physically. That's for sure. So, all right, let's go. 3 of Wands. So we're improving a situation and something you've been waiting for. Look at this, right? Are we finally going to make plans? Are we finally going to do this? Are we moving? All right. So I don't know, Virgo, maybe you're going somewhere this weekend and it could surprise you, right? You might be making plans to meet up with somebody, catch up with somebody. But I am seeing overall, you are making progress in your situation. So despite what you might be seeing, and also this is general, so it depends on what kind of situation you're in, but it looks like you guys are just kind of working through the kinks and trying to make it work and move forward. Your person's feelings, the devil, are they dealing with some sort of addiction or somebody in their life that's causing a lot of grief? Let's see your feelings, the 7 of Wands, all right? You just got to protect yourself. That's what I'm seeing here, Virgo, this weekend. You may be pushing back a little bit at somebody. You guys are trying to move forward, but the devil shows up in the earlier stages, or there could be some drama that's going on around you, some people instigating the situation. And the 7 of Wands for your feelings is don't take it personal. Just keep your boundaries up. And maybe there's naysayers, or there's other people, or if you're dealing with an addiction, or your person is, that could be a problem this weekend too. Their next actions towards you is the 2 of Pentacles. So it looks like you guys are just kind of still continuing to kind of go with the flow. The Two of Pentacles is making plans here, still wanting to get together, but maybe something is coming up for this person and they can't avoid it. This could be an ex. It could be somebody that is really weighing on them, a situation that's weighing on them. And it's not your battle to fight is what I'm seeing here, but they will show up for you. This is somebody that wants you, wants you in their life, and does see a future of making plans with you. It could be a Capricorn as well, too. All right, Libra. I don't have one for you. Libra is at 26. I don't have a voice for you. I'm sorry. It's been a challenging week in a sense for me. Like, you just got to get it done. You got to do it. You got to go for it. And physical for me. All right, Libra. Libra. Who is possibly likely to show up for you this weekend? I'm rolling the dice. I have Aries. I have a Gemini. I have a Cancer. I have a Taurus. And I have a Pisces, 60%, and an Aquarius, maybe 30, 40% chance of rain. All right. All right, let's see. Now we have the Page of Swords. So you could be talking to this person on and off, or, you know, it just seems like they're interested. They keep responding, or they will respond. Remember, we're going direct now in Mercury, so some of these relationships that came back around will not move forward. And this seems like one that will move forward. It's somebody, if you're still waiting for them to respond, they might be trying to figure out what to say to you. Or you could just be talking and wondering where things are going. You know, you are dealing with somebody who's maybe at a distance, or somebody who is used to being by themselves, or just likes to be alone this weekend. But the light is still on, and I love this card because it is clear that the star is there. All right, there is future plans coming in. There is, I want to get together with you. I want to talk to you. I want to see you, but maybe there's other things that kind of in the way before we get there. But let's talk. So if somebody has ghosted you too, this could be them showing up with the reasons, right? You know, this is why I went quiet. Your feelings, the High Priestess, you've been kind of sitting, waiting for the reason and kind of lurking. You know something's there, but you don't know quite what it is yet. But this is very spiritual energy. It's Moses and Mother Mary. Both of you guys kind of just being quiet and silent this weekend. Any next actions towards you? I have the Four of Swords. So Libra, this might be a quiet weekend for you, but I feel like you and another person, it could be a Virgo or a Cancer, maybe Pisces, but it looks like you guys are thinking about each other spiritually, but there could be some space between the two of you. I would say give it some more time. The Four of Swords says I'm trying to heal or recoup, or just think about what I want to do next, and I will figure it out and I'll get back to you. So you will hear from this person. I can see a silent weekend. Silence is your best friend this weekend. What is that song? Silence, my old friend. Scorpio. All right. All right, Scorpio. Who is likely to show up for you this weekend? I'm going to roll the dice. I have an Aries. I have a Taurus. I have a Gemini. I have a Cancer. Possibly an Aquarius. They're trying to creep in there. Aquarius is kind of uncertain what they want to do right now. And I have a Pisces also on the same page as Aquarius. Do I want to do this again? Do I want to reach out? what I'm kind of pulling in over here. I'm still thinking about you. All right. So let's see. Gemini and Aries seem to stand out the most, though. I have Ace of Cups. You got some loving, or new love coming in with this energy. You know, so feeling softer, feeling open, and somebody really feeling an emotional pull towards you. You've got somebody, you got an energy here where you've got their heart. It doesn't mean that it's going to lead somewhere, but you definitely have their heart. Their feelings, Knight of Pentacles, growing. You've got somebody's feelings that are growing for you. Be mindful, the Knight of Pentacles, when it's like this with the Ace of Cups, if they're slowly moving, Scorpio, but they are moving forward, they're stuck on you. They're stuck. That Knight of Pentacles moves slow, but they also move slow to move away and pivot. So you have somebody that's pretty serious about you. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. They may be working. They may be tired. They may be just, you know, got a lot going on every single day, but it looks as though you're somebody that they want you to be a part of this, right? So I see the Five of Pentacles. Maybe you're feeling left out, or you're feeling like you're not getting attention. All right. I am seeing somebody that really is, you know, stuck on you, but they also are somebody that doesn't like to shake up their routine. So if they're busy and they're working all day, or they have a routine, a schedule that can't keep up with yours, you may misread this as being that they're not interested. And that's not what I'm seeing here. Their next actions towards you is the King of Swords. This is somebody, if this is your reading, Scorpio, this is somebody that may seem a little detached, you know, but this does not mean that they don't have feelings for you. And I am seeing that they are trying to communicate with you. So this weekend, you may have that conversation, or you may have a conversation and they're showing up, and their consistency and the fact they want to talk to you is showing you that although I got a lot going on, I really want to talk to you. I really want to be here. Very strong Aquarian energy. And this feels like somebody that's meant to be maybe in your life, but you're just trying to figure shit out right now. You know what I mean? Things are just not always going to be exactly how you think they're supposed to be. And if they pull away or are moving or procrastinating, you may think it's rejection, but it's not for whoever this is for. All right, Scorpio. A lot of kings showing up today, which is a good sign. You're not playing around with, immaturity. That's the most important thing. All right, Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see. Their feelings yours. Their next move. Who's most likely to show up for you this weekend? I'm going to roll the dice. You have Aquarius, 100%. Libra, Scorpio, Cancer, Sag. Possibly a Virgo, but that's like 20, 30% chance of Virgo. The Star card, making some plans here. You know, if it doesn't happen this weekend, you know we're getting together. You have Aquarius energy, Aquarius North Node. So this really could be talking about somebody destined to be in your life is going to show up this weekend. Let's see their feelings. The Temperance card, Sag. All right, they're feeling your vibe. They may be acting kind of calm, a little nonchalant right now. Maybe you don't know what's going on. You're trying to figure it out. You're feeling a pull towards somebody. They're feeling the pull towards you. Right now, you have a lot of major arcana going on, so that tells me that it's sort of out of your hands. You just got to let it happen naturally and see what's happening. But it feels like whoever you're connecting with this is somebody that you're going to, the story is just beginning, is what I'm going to say. Your energy, the Two of Pentacles, you're kind of anxious. It could be like 1 minute it feels like, you know something, the next minute you don't. And you're constantly, weighing things out, but it's too soon. Right now, it's too soon. You can see this energy here. It's like you might not be seeing consistency just yet, but something is getting started. Now, their next action is the Justice card. So it feels like they're weighing a decision out and they're coming in with a decision about something specific. And this could be where they're specifically saying what they want for this relationship. Now, you're going to get some sort of truth regarding what's holding them back, possibly. You have a Libra energy as well. And maybe you're wondering, or you're thinking they're juggling, or you're thinking that they're not interested. But I feel like your person here is just trying to see how things play out naturally before we make a huge decision. All right, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, who's most likely to show up for you this weekend? I'm going to roll the dice. You have Cancer, you have a Scorpio, you have Virgo, Aquarius, possibly an Aries, maybe 60% chance, a Gemini, maybe 20% chance of Gemini. Ooh. All right, cards are flying for you. So somebody feels very comfortable around you. All right, they find you very attractive. You're just somebody who, brings warmth and nourishment. You feel good to be around. All right. Maybe they're holding back a little bit. Maybe there's other things going on. Who knows? This is just a quick read. But their pull to you is because of your integrity, your character, and just the way you maintain yourself, the way you carry yourself, and the way you handle business. All right. And you make somebody feel calm and present, like you're present with them. You, the Moon card, though, maybe you're uncertain about how you really feel. And if you're truly uncertain about how you feel about the situation, whether or not you're truly invested or can see a future, you may misread the fact that somebody really feels comfortable, but they're reflecting back to you your fears or your uncertainty. So that could be something where you have to take a look at yourself in this situation. If you're the one that's questioning things, because it looks like your person knows what they want. And you have a Taurus, Libra energy, you have a Cancer energy or Pisces. Now their next move towards you is the Temperance card, which tells me it's staying this. It's just, they're just kind of hoping things naturally happen. So I don't see them taking any immediate, or making any immediate changes. It feels like they really are falling for you, really in love with you, and they're just waiting for you to be 100% sure about what you want, even if it's subconscious for you. Some of you might be saying, no, this is what I want. But if they're picking up this vibe that you're really kind of uncertain, that's why they're just kind of playing it cool. A lot of major arcana coming out for this weekend for some of you signs, which tells me there's really no action that you really need to take, right? But it'll happen if it's meant to happen. I wish I could do a reading in spirit, in Spanish, Lauren. At one point, maybe I could have been halfway decent, but not anymore, that's for sure. All right, Aquarius. Hello, Andrew, welcome. All right, Aquarius, let's see. Who's most likely to show up for you this weekend? I'm going to roll the die. I have a Sag, a Leo showing up for you. I have possibly a Capricorn and Virgo. Maybe a Scorpio, that you got a 50-50 there, and a Libra. You have about a 20-30% chance of a Libra. All right. It says Andrew. Tyler. All right. Aquarius, 7 of Swords. So somebody's got something to get off their chest. Somebody may confess something to you this week. Maybe this weekend, maybe you're feeling like they're not being honest with you about something, or they're sneaking around, or you may get that truth. All right. The North Node is going to be in your sign on Sunday. Right. Maybe, you know, this is going to be a huge pivot, especially with your relationships. Your person here not being honest with you about the way they feel about a breakup or something ending with you. Maybe they know something was their fault, or they know that they weren't just being honest with you and they walked away and they still feel this, right? But it looks like you've given it enough shots, though. Let's see your energy, the 3 of Wands. It looks like you're ready to move on. You might dabble with this person this weekend. You might hear them out, but it seems to me that you're already feeling an internal pull to move on, see what else is out there. You're already distancing yourself, and now somebody's feeling the loss, is what I'm getting. Their next actions towards you, they're going to try and come back around. It seems as though you're trying to leave and they're trying to pull you back, is what I have. All right. Now it's like they're not, maybe they know they did something wrong, or they said something and they weren't being honest with you. But it's like, this to me feels like something that's happened before, and it does not mean that they've changed. Just so you know. All right. As you're trying to move on or thinking something's over, somebody's going to try and pull your ass back in. All right. Love you. Pisces, 43. Good timing today. I love it. Ooh, Pisces. All right, so I am doing super chats after Pisces. I'm jumping right into it. All right, Pisces. Who's most likely to show up for you this weekend? I'm going to roll the dice. I have a Scorpio, again, a Sagittarius, a Virgo, 70% chance Cancer, maybe 50% Leo and Aries. All right. Let's see their feelings. All right, we have the 10 of Wands, Pisces. I think Aries had this too. So something's weighing on somebody. All right, you know, something's got to give. 5 of Swords. Somebody may have said something just to say it, and, you know, or they said something and it was heavy, it landed, and they were mad, or they just were under a lot of pressure. Your person's not sure if they want something, if they want to do this or not. If you guys have had a lot of stress or pressure in this relationship, somebody's really sitting on the fence of, can we fix this or not? Or, you know, maybe they feel like you don't understand them. You know, you're not, or they didn't see this coming, or they don't know what the problem is and how to fix it. Your energy, the Star card. So it looks like some of you are, no matter what, you have hope that this person's going to come around. but your person's given off a heavy vibe. All right, their next actions towards you is the Three of Cups. All right, it feels like they want to connect with you or reconcile with you, but I am still seeing that they're questioning whether or not, or it's difficult for them to open up and hang out. You know, it might even be difficult for them to get started in a relationship again, and that could be the biggest problem, and they're just not being 100% honest with you. They're carrying a lot of stress, and they could be hiding it from you. But I do see the good news is it's not going to stop them from wanting to talk and hang out with you, because they like being around you, or they like something about you. So you may get your wish this weekend. All right, somebody coming in, although I will say they still are showing up as not quite sure what they want. All right. And I love you guys. And I'm going to take a quick potty break, and then we'll be back with super chats. Give me 2 seconds. All righty, I am back, and let's get started with super chats. I am going to put the questions closed up, but I will still take a couple more because I just started. Maybe I'll give it a couple minutes before I do that. All right, let's go, because I got quite a bit here. All right, Suzanne, let's see. Let me make sure the list is updated. All right, Susan, Alyssa, Cindy. I have Jen. Let's see. Nora. And Casey. All right. So let's get going. Suzanne. Got a nice list for the weekend. So let's see. 2 questions. What does Scorpio want from me overall? He contacts me and then 2 days later fights with me. All right, what's next in love? All right, let's see. Crystal, I do have you pinned. I will pin you again just to make sure. Pin. All right, what does, maybe I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this. No, I'm going to use this deck. I'm feeling pulled to this deck. Let's see. All right, you're welcome. All right, what does Scorpio want from you overall? Page of, the Knight of Wands. All right, so you guys clearly have chemistry, and it's sexual energy, you know, and maybe attention and liking your attention. And I see the Page of Cups. You know, the first thing that came to my mind, which always comes to my mind, is maybe there's something going on with him, you know, and you're needing him to be healthy, right? And he doesn't seem like he knows what he wants and what he wants, but so people like that will tend to not want to let people leave their life because but they're not ready to be responsibly held accountable, especially if they're in an emotional down place in their life. Some people might be like, oh, they need to be held accountable and do things, you know, but what if they're not capable of? What if somebody's not mentally or emotionally ready to, and, you know, to live up to another person's expectations? And that's where I always play the devil's advocate, and then I get people pissed off at me. You know, because the truth is, you know, it sounds like he likes to contact you, make him feel loved, you make him feel needed. Maybe he's in a sweet spot, or maybe he was in a vulnerable spot and just really wanted to connect with somebody. But you being maybe a little bit more certain about what you want and maybe in a different place, you know, you're wanting it to mean something and you're wanting it to go somewhere and do something. Whereas for him, maybe it was, I needed you in that moment without any obligations or any expectations. And what you choose to do with that is up to you. If you know what I mean, that's the thing where it becomes hard to, you know, if you want somebody to reach out to you, they got to be able to reach out and not be required to fulfill any obligations, you know, unless, of course, you're in a relationship. And that's what I'm getting here. So it does feel like he wants to hear from you, but the fights come in. Now think about it. What brings the fight in 2 days later? Is it your demands? You want something? Where's this going? What's happening? Or you start texting more and you want more consistency. That might be where, you know, that could be why he's hesitant to also reach out, because it can never just be this one time. It's always something more for you. Now, that doesn't mean your problem. That does not mean that you're not asking for what you deserve. That's not, but you know the history here, and you know that he doesn't sustain these good moments. So you have to make a choice of whether or not you're going to just enjoy the moment as it is and not plan or expect anything more so that you don't have to suffer anymore. And continue to move on and see if it does pan into anything else, because that's what it's showing up as. And that's why it's on again, off again. As soon as any obligations come in, that's when I check out. So basically for you with this situation, you just got to ask yourself what you're willing to deal with or not deal with. Because if you want this relationship in your life and you get comfortable and you're strong enough to just kind of have self-control when they come in, and you slowly let them open up and be vulnerable. Maybe it is about you softening up and leaning back a little bit and letting this happen. Or you've got to have boundaries and say, I'm not doing this anymore. You know what I want. This messes with my emotions, right? You know, this totally messes with me. So I've got to I've got to be strong and I've got to do what's right for me. So, but whatever decision you decide, your actions afterwards need to be in alignment with what you've decided to do. What's next in love for you? I see the Star card. All right, we do have a shift in nodes this weekend. And this also is a card that says there's something more out there for you. So if that's a fear that's running in the background for you, like you just think that there's nothing else out there, this card is showing you that there is. And just, don't lose faith in a relationship, connecting with a relationship, and don't settle for uncertainty. Especially if your nervous system can't handle it, and you really are ready for something more stable right now, which means the Strength card says we got to be strong enough to not play around with instability when people show us who they are right out the gate. And it doesn't mean give up hope on this relationship either. It's just you got to deal with it different. You have to find a different approach with this connection. And the thing that's hardest the most is detaching from expectations of other people. Expecting people or wanting people to, until they actually show up. And when somebody wants to, they will show up and be consistent. So I do see, let's see if there's anybody else coming in. I see 3 of Pentacles. There could be somebody circulating, orbiting around you, somebody that you talk to in your daily life. There's a new connection. Now, I know you said the Capricorn, you liked them, but they were acting entitled. And without knowing the whole situation, I really can't comment on that. If our foot is in another door, if we want somebody else, our heart wants somebody else, and we're convinced that that person, we will subconsciously be comparing any new person to the person that we're really desiring. And so were they acting entitled, or were you looking for something to be off so that you could have a reason to pull away? I don't know. That's the truth or not. I'm just giving you things to think about. But I am seeing that there is connections around you that seem to have a lot in common with you, and that would be good prospects for you too as well. And it could be somebody that you work with. All right, I love you. All right. Miss Moonlit. So far, I have Suzanne, I just did. I have Alyssa, Fernando. I have Mel Amcha. I have Makisha. I have Cindy G. And I have a bunch of gems. Thank you, guys. I have Liza. I have another gem from D Love. I have Gons, who sent PayPal. I have Lauren Moon gems. Thank you. I have Crystal and Jen, Nora, KC, and Tierra. So I am going to put the questions closed up for now because I got a lot of people. All right. Hello, Miss Moonlit. All right. All right. Nice. You went on a date the other day. All right. How did you feel when you left? Dates are weird. No, you were in there, Mel. I said Mel Amcha. All right. Let's see. Dates are weird. People are weird with dating nowadays. It's like you either make a second date All right, let's see. Well, you have the Devil card here at the bottom of the deck. Are you worrying too soon? The Temperance card, their energy, their feelings towards you, what pulls them towards you, the Queen of Swords. And let's see you, the Three of Wands. And their possible next actions, Seven of Pentacles. All right, so it seems like a typical first date where I'm going to act super chill and I'm not going to rush into things or jump into things. You're on his mind. He liked what he sees, had a good conversation. You guys seem to meet minds. You guys seem to think a lot alike. Your energy, the Three of Wands, you're already waiting for the next step. You're already anxious about the next step, ready to connect. And that's normal. That's normal. It seems like it did go well, but I am getting a very kind of, this could be a test. Remember, I'm an old schooler. All right. So the new way of dating and the way people do things, it just seems like waiting a week, waiting some time is normal, is natural, you know, just kind of going with the flow and thinking about things. All right. And so, you know, you might be waiting a minute, but I see their next action is planning to reach out to you and maybe getting together again. So it seemed like you guys had a pretty fairly good date. I wouldn't say like fireworks went off or anything, but you know, he's playing it kind of cool and chill. But I would say at this point right now, even for me, it's kind of too soon to say. You really have an open doorway for another day. You have somebody who's got you on the radar and who enjoyed conversation with you and maybe planning on reaching out to you, but they could be the type of person that really likes to take time to process before they take the next step. Because if they are going to ask you on another date, it's probably because they're interested in seeing where it really goes. So I would say it's too soon to tell, but that it's already started off on a good note. Now, any advice for you? And I see the Two of Wands, right? You just gotta not let anticipation and anxiousness get the best of you. Focus on other things right now, because this is where people get anxious and will text too soon and say, "Hey, I'm just thinking about you." Hey, it's what I'm noticing is that in the past, when I was younger, I would have done the same thing. I would be like, "Hey, what's up?" But it seems like nowadays that seems like it's a red flag for people, you know, and I don't know why, but it just is. So I'm just seeing slow down right now. And it looks like it's working in your favor, and it looks like everything went really well. You're just wanting the next step right away. 2 to 3 of Wands. Oh, can't we go back to the good old days when we all met up at a corner and everybody hung out and you were forced to hang out and get to know each other, and then you built crushes that way? You had to see each other, deal with each other. That was the 80s and early 90s. Yeah, don't jump the gun. I don't know the rules. All right, Fernando, a general. I mean, that's the kind of person, I mean, we all hung out. We all went to parties. We all knew where the party was going to be. We all knew where the hangout spot was. So, and even people went out more, I think. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I just know it's different now. All right, let's see. Fool card for you, Fernando. So you're being pulled in a new direction. Don't fight it. The 5 of Wands here. And possibly, maybe you got to put some oomph into something and decide to, do that thing that you want to do. Go to that place you want to go. Invite somebody, or just, try some new experiences on. If you're trying to change a situation in your life, you are being challenged to go a different way, to do it, and not wait for it to happen. And if you're around drama or any kind of conflict that's not healthy, you're also being shown here to go your own path, go your own lane. You need change of scenery. So your energy, the 8 of Cups, there it is. It might be time to explore other avenues. It may be hard to walk away from a situation because you get pulled in, or you want to fix something, or you just feel like it's complicated, or you have a lot of things going on, but you are feeling this internal pull to leave something. And it's hard with this card because you still have feelings and still feel it feels familiar, but there's something that's telling you to move on from something or someone. All right. You're challenged, the Knight of Cups, which can be, the love is either dying out, not there, or your heart's not in it anymore. Or you're not being reciprocated. Feelings aren't being reciprocated. Or you're dealing with somebody who is a player. Or you're playing around with players. So what's coming towards you? The route you're taking right now is leaving you very unfulfilled. Trying to get the attention, and you're choosing maybe out of boredom, and then trying to get attention or trying to fulfill yourself with something it fills you momentarily, but it doesn't last. And so moving on from situations that are only temporary for a season, not a lifetime. And looking for situations or relationships where you don't have to overgive to be seen. I see the 7 of Swords. I mean, you're ignoring the red flags. And there could be somebody around you that's deceiving you. I have a strong pull here to say walk away from somebody that's just not giving you enough, or a situation that's not giving you enough. All right, sometimes we grab the first shiny object because we're bored, but our instincts tells us that they're no bueno. What should you do? What's your advice? I see the High Priestess. I'm really getting, you have to pull back and listen more, see more, and observe more what's going on around you. Because you're not trusting yourself enough. You're questioning things, or you're feeling deceived, and maybe it is the truth. And maybe you're just deceiving yourself about a situation, or trying to convince yourself that something that you're a part of or doing is really fulfilling you when it's not. So that's a deeper one. I'm picking up on a deeper, it doesn't mean the people around you aren't showing up or they're being hurtful or hateful or whatever, but it does feel like somewhere here, you're not just feeling fully satisfied with the choices that you're being given. So sometimes the hardest thing to do is to go your own way and not fight it anymore, not try to fix it, not try to figure it out, not engage in it. This energy right here feels like it's not getting you anywhere. It's keeping you stuck. All right, I'm sending you love. Time to get unstuck and not play around with the same storylines anymore. I know it's easier said than done. I'm reading. I'm reading, right? When I read, I always come from the highest place of discernment. And so my reads come through like that. But it does not mean that I don't find myself engaging in the same shit. All right. I love you. All right. Fernando. Mel Hamcha. Libra looking for a vibe check with Gemini friend. Considering just ripping the Band-Aid off or moving on. All right. Sounds like taking that risk and finally saying it. I like it. Sometimes it's what you got to do. Get the truth and move on so you can have something else in your life. Ooh. All right, this card just flew out and I'm seeing 5 of Pentacles. So, yeah, it does feel like they're keeping you at a distance, right? And I got the 7 of Pentacles here, which is, you know, it's a tough call because they're avoiding it. They're avoiding the tough question. They're avoiding the let's talk. They're avoiding the maybe we can make plans. Maybe we can see where this goes. All right. Their biggest challenge, there's that 6 of Pentacles. And that's where I was saying they're avoiding it. They're avoiding moving from friends to something more. The 7 of Pentacles. So, you know, they're not being very, they know that you're there. They know that what you want. But it seems like right now they still want to keep it where it's at. Let's see your energy, the Magician. All right. I mean, I can't say to give up on this, but what's your advice? Let's see, the Star card. All right. So I'm not going to say to give up on this, but the vibe check right now is they're not sure they want to move past friendship. All right. Now, I am seeing for you, take action and take your chances. And, you know, I mean, this is where the Star card changes the story for me. It's like, all right, well, you know, you can't lose hope in this. You haven't even given it a chance yet. I don't know if you've said enough or if they know how deeply you feel about them, or if like you've even had a talk and it might change something. So you are being asked to take action and be confident and see where it goes. I mean, you've got the power, you're attractive, you've got influence, and it's saying give it a chance. But if it doesn't go anywhere right now, it doesn't mean that it couldn't in the future, but you're shooting your shot. But I am seeing right now the way things aren't moving. They're staying in that position. And the possibility of it going somewhere does look good for you, if that means anything. Sending you love. All right. Makisha, will your Sag friend come clean about his true feelings for me? Let's see. All right, will your Sag friend come clean about his true feelings for me? So let's take a look at I'll pull 3 cards and see what the energy feels like. All right, Knight of Pentacles. The energy is obviously sludgy and slow, but that's not a bad thing. dependent. 7 of Swords, the Strength card, and the Devil card. It just feels like they're not being completely honest, and they're not being authentic with you. There's a lot of ego going on here right now, and uncertainty. It's almost like, you know, I like having you there, I like keeping you there, I like you know, I'm interested, but I just don't like their vibe. They're not being 100% honest with you. So right now, I'm not seeing them showing you their true colors. So just be mindful with this energy that, you know, somebody with this energy can have feelings with you and try to keep you hanging, and they like the attention, and their ego just definitely pushes buttons, and they think you're very attractive, and, you know, but you stay strong and you let it happen. You know, you're like, you know, you deal with it, and then they get away with it, and then you can't trust them. Because if they're going to get what they are trying to get from you, your attention, and but not being realistic about their intentions, it could be sexual. You know, they want you. They're very attracted to you, but they're not being 100% transparent with you. So I don't know how deep that goes, and I don't know if it's just I want sex with you. All right. But it does say that you want to make sure you do a little bit more diving in to make sure that you're not falling for their tricks, because you're obviously somebody they find very, very attractive. But their card is the 7 of Swords. Is if I can't trust them, you know, I don't know, you're living in the situation. The Devil and the 7 of Swords is like, you just can't always believe everything they're saying right now anyways. So, and you feel like they're not telling you the truth, so trust your intuition with that, because you're the Strength card, and that's saying like your heart knows for this situation. So I'm sending you a lot of love. Hello, Tim. Thank you for catching me live. All right, I'm going through the PayPal right now. Who and what is coming towards you next in love? You're welcome. I have a King of Cups coming towards you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, 9 of Pentacles. Somebody who is mature, good to go, financially stable, independent, good catch. It looks like a good catch. All right. You could know this person through another feminine person in your life. A friend of a friend, a friend of a friend, or a friend of the family. I have Scorpio energy coming towards you, and I have the Page of Wands. So your dry season's up. It looks like there's some fun flirtiness coming towards you. I'm going with new. All right, and I'm seeing the Page of Cups. You could have a couple options. I don't know if you have a feminine energy showing up. You have a masculine energy showing up. Both those signs are feminine, but still male, female. And you're having you have a couple options coming towards you. Right? Let's see you. The 10 of Wands. I don't know if you're a busybody. I don't know if you're stressing. You're under a lot of pressure. You know, who isn't, I guess, or you're trying to really make something work that you need to let go of. The past, it seems like something is over. That's the Death card and the 10 of Wands. Like, put it down. You know, give it to God. You know, lay it on the altar. I love that card. Lay it on the altar, because it's holding you back. You've got some fresh energy coming your way. What should you do? The Emperor card. Take charge of your life, all right? Take charge of your situation. Make a decision. And this is moving forward and building stability and putting your energy with someone that's coming your way that's worth your time. You got an Aries energy too. You have a water and an Aries energy. So you seem to have a very active love life, opportunity coming your way. But with your energy, the Death and the 10 of Wands, it really feels like you're having a hard time letting something go, is what I'm getting. And I have the Queen of Wands here too. So it's like, you know, don't underestimate yourself. This could be your season. Not trying to do everything yourself, not trying to perfect everything, not trying to force anything, and rebuilding your confidence up and connecting. This could even be dating with somebody new, or trying to date somebody, or accepting an invitation that's coming your way. All right. I love you. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Have a nice weekend. I'm not done yet. I think are you leaving? Just have a great weekend. Let me clean this up a little bit. I got so many gems. I'm so happy. I just love them. I love that you guys are doing them. All right. Liza. All right, so what should you be focusing on? What should you be focusing? Gotcha. All right, what should you be focusing on? All right, you got a King of Cups too. Maybe there's somebody new coming into your life. Doesn't always have to be romance at first. It could be somebody that has, you know, connections. You know, the King of Cups too is healing. You know, healing from something that you've been, you know, allowing in your life, and it's gotten you to a point where, you know, you really got to take a step back and just decide that, you know, I need to see what's really going on inside, and not let this happen again. Why do I keep falling for the same thing or the same person, or, you know, and the King of Cups really does take a step back for a minute, especially if you get burned quite a few times in a row. King of Cups will take a step back and not come out to play until they figure out what the hell they did wrong, or what was going on or how they contributed, you know. So you're protecting yourself so it doesn't happen again. I have the High Priestess. It's very spiritual energy for you. Connect in with your intuition, connect in with yourself and trust in yourself again, and listen in more. So what you should be focusing on is observing and listening to people, right? And seeing who really is being authentic, and, you know, who's giving you the nut, who's making you anxious, who's making you triggered, you know. These are things that, you know, healthy people trigger us too. So you can't assume that every trigger is that somebody's doing something wrong. They could be triggering something in you that you're afraid to explore. So there is a lot of healing energy and quiet time and silence in your phones, silence in information. And I have the Seven of Cups. So I'm seeing here that you're being asked to kind of take some space to yourself, come back home and really think about what brings you happiness. And the Seven of Cups, you may have options around you, but they might not be exactly what you're truly seeking. Right? So it's like, you know, which path do you want to go down? You know, are you letting life happen to you? And the things that show up to you, you know, some people are like, oh, it showed up in my life, that means it must be for me. And that doesn't mean so. Sometimes, you know, you get tests that get put in front of you and you're being tested. Is this really for me or not? You know, at this point in the game, if something is too confusing, it's like confusion is a sign in itself. There's no reason to be confused. You either do or you don't, you know, you will or you won't, you're into me or you're not. The gray areas, you know, sometimes keep us in this cloud of uncertainty, but how can you build a future off a gray area? You need more certainties in your life. And I see the Emperor card. So taking charge of your own life and your own destination, your own foundation, is what you're supposed to be focusing on right now. You know, where are you afraid to take charge? Where are you wanting to, you know, explore avenues, but you're lacking initiative and you're being asked to take one concrete step forward? You know, grab the reins and go. As soon as you take charge of the direction in your life and not dilly-dallying around, not saying you are, these are just words I'm using today, I'm sorry, and farting around with people that want to leave you kind of hanging, you know, kind of dangle the carrot, or opportunities that seem like they could go somewhere, but they're not. You're being asked to focus on solid ground and declaring your values. But I do see that while doing so, this could be where a Page of Wands, a King of Cups, somebody with a child maybe, or just somebody more playful coming into your life. So I'm getting pulled to see silence is sometimes good. And then all of a sudden, a new doorway opens up when we're quiet. Sending you love. You're welcome. And, you know, if you're asking if you're on the right track and you feel like you're the High Priestess, like you're quiet, you've kind of pulled back a little bit, you're trying to reflect on where you're being strongly pulled. It feels like, you know, and if you're looking for stability, wanting stability, and there's areas of your life that you know that you need to focus on, job, home, things like that. You know, to me, you are on the right path. I think, you know, you're on the wrong path when you're going down dead ends and you're doing things that you feel guilty about, or where your conscience is saying, I know I shouldn't be here. That's the wrong path. But your path is here on earth. We're going to get where we're supposed to go. Whether or not, you know, it's just how we get there is what we're in control of, the choices we make. You know, that's kind of where I feel like my truth lies. All right, hold on. So PayPal. So I have Jen first. Let's see. So now I'm on PayPal, and let's see. Do you see us getting past what we're going through and coming back together? Let's see. Let's see what as of today, the energy right now. Will you guys get through whatever it is you're going through and come back together? Well, you have the Sun card. So you guys have maybe some sort of deeper connection, friendship, some sort, that keeps you guys pulled towards each other. So this can be reconciliation, right? You're welcome, Cindy. So this can be reconciliation of a friendship, you know, growth, but it takes sometimes, you know, nourishing ourselves first. So when somebody wants to reconcile prematurely, they're so focused, you know, normally we're so focused on just getting the person back that we're not focused on our own healing. But if we were to focus on our own healing and what it is that why we need this person back so much, that's where the healing is. So the part of you that's having a hard time dealing with the separation or what's going on or what's the root there, and the need for this person might be where the growth is happening. And when whatever it is that you need to do and they need to do happens, you guys could find yourself reconnecting. I see the star cards. Now you got the sun and the star, but I'm seeing the challenge is the 8 of swords and the 5 of wands. All right. The star card is also telling me that there is a future here, but the resistance is coming from you, resisting letting go. You know, you feel almost like if you let go and stop fighting for this, that you're going to lose this. That's where the healing is. You're living in that fear. And so your actions with this person, your responses with this person now is still coming from a hurt place. It's not coming from a healed place. He was seeing someone behind your back and now he regrets everything. But how do you feel? Are you ignoring the fact that you were cheated on and that there was a problem going on underneath that? That's where, like, you're running in this program where, you know, it's kind of like the 8 of swords. It's like this very much worry, anxiety, 5 of wands, fighting, not wanting to lose something, wanting to fix something, and not even getting a chance to breathe. He may need more time to realize what he did. He may say people can say it's not a good situation. And people can say they're regretful and they're sorry, but it doesn't mean that they want to confront it right now or see you cry every day or talk about it. So you can hear them out. You can totally hear them out. It looks like, there's still hope in this connection. But I think what Spirit's having me pull through is that you got to focus on what it did to you. Because it may happen again. And him coming back and hearing him out is not going to heal that pain that's inside. You may never trust him again. But to answer your question, I do see you guys trying to get past it and trying to get back together. But that doesn't guarantee anything. But that is to answer your question. Right? I'm sending you love because I'm just giving you sort of that friendship, loving vibe, like what I would tell anybody in that kind of situation. All right. Love you too. So I have a Nora. Is that you, Gons? Are you Nora? Or I'm just going to do this because I don't know the names. I know, Tilly. And there's no immediate fix for that. All right. How will my relationship with Ahmed Taurus go? You're in an exclusive relationship now. That sounds good. All right. Well, it seems very playful right now. It seems you both really want this. The Page of Wands, you guys feeling this vibe for each other. The things seem to be going well so far. Let's see his energy. 3 of Swords. His feelings, intentions, the Knight. It looks like he's trying to make something right with you. He wants to turn things around. Does he love you? 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you a story about a Taurus in a second. I tell everybody. So those of you that have been following me for a long time, you hear all my shit over and over and over. At least you know I'm telling you the truth. All right. So you have the 7 of Pentacles, and that is a Taurus energy. And one of my best friends was a Taurus, and she was with somebody for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. And he was a really good friend of mine too. They never said I love you to each other. I knew she cared about him. I knew she really was into him. She really loved him. But I feel like out of all the signs, Tauruses take the longest to say I love you. They need to feel, I guess, really, really, they need to know you're not going anywhere. And it could take a long time to convince a Taurus that you're not going to move, you're not going to leave, you're not going to go. They need to feel comfortable. And the process of love is happening throughout all those stages, but the more they stick around, the more they're falling in love. But you may not hear it right away. And so it can get complicated, especially being that he's maybe a male. You know, you might not hear it right away. So I would say, pay attention to how comfortable they are around you and how much they're showing up for you. Because it does look like they see growth here. They really do. Maybe they're hoping that there's a purpose to this and they're wanting to see it play out into something. Now, I'm seeing your energy as the Magician, and that's telling me that you've got a lot of influence and power in this situation, and they're very attracted to you. So try to focus on growth and making it work and doing fun things, and and not getting caught up in overanalyzing. Tauruses are more simple, not as complicated as you might think. In general, everything's in general, right? Everybody's unique. But I feel like you guys have this, with the Magician here, you have a lot of room to grow here. And it does seem like they see a purpose in this relationship. And time's going to tell. Now, to clarify these cards, I see the Three of Cups. So already I can see somebody who enjoys your company and who does have feelings for you. So I would say their love is growing for you. And there is, I can't say there's no love there. They love you. If you're looking for, affection or validation constantly, this is where you may have to ask for it or look for it in other ways, but their love is growing for you. I took my microphone away, FG, hello. I detached the big one because of retrograde. It kept doing something. So I'm actually just using my laptop right now. And look, I got the King of Cups and the Seven of Wands here for you too, Nora. So it is saying here, your person may be just a little bit protective of their feelings, but their feelings are growing for you. The King of Cups has deep feelings for you. Thank you. I'm glad. Friggin' retrogrades always causing me a bunch of shit. All right. So I have Crystal and then KC. Crystal, I don't see you. Let's see your question. Let's see. I can't find you. I'm not sure if it came through. I changed my name on Venmo to my name. All right. I see you here. It didn't come through on my email for some reason because I changed my email because I was using it for business. No, I got you, Crystal. It was my fault. I changed my Venmo account to my own personal name and it came through. I just realized now that it's not coming to this email. It's going to my other email. So my Mercury mistake. Let me see. All right. How to talk. I'm sorry. All right. So how to talk with Libra. How is he feeling? Would help move us forward. He apologized. All right. How is he feeling right now after the talk? And will this move you forward? All right. I see the Ten of Swords. What's going on? Feels disappointed. It was difficult. And the Nine of Swords. He feels guilty. And I see the Three of Cups, though. He feels guilty because he does care about you. He does have feelings for you. It made him feel crappy. He definitely doesn't want to end things with you with the Nine of Swords coming after the Ten of Swords. It's like, you know, it feels like he's carrying a lot of guilt for the way he's treated you. So far I'm feeling like this has improved something. As the Three of Cups looks like you got somewhere with this. And I think he's being honest with you, because at first, of course, my Scorpio side was like, he said he's a mental mess, and I was like skeptical. I was like, come on. But he is. And he's not lying about it. He does feel shitty. He feels, you know, will this help move you guys forward? And I see the World card. So I am seeing, yes, possibly movement here. It looks like maybe you guys are finally putting something to rest. And it looks like this could possibly open up a new doorway. I think he is afraid of losing you. That's right there, the Nine of Swords and Ten of Swords. I really do feel like he's afraid of losing you, but I don't know what his problem is and why he won't just step up. But the talk looks like it, you know, you're dealing with somebody with depression here. It has nothing to do with the love. That's what I'm seeing here. You're trying to give so much love to somebody who's not in a place to really fully accept it. Right? So this is what's happening, is they love you, but they're only able to give so much, and it really just dampers them, makes them feel like shit, because they're in a shitty spot. You know, the King of Swords is showing up here, and the Tower card. This may make some powerful change, and the Ace of Pentacles. So to answer your question, I'm not going to say it's not going to be complicated. Your situation is complicated. But what I'm seeing here is he was being honest with you, but he's still not able to give you 100% the love that you deserve, which could be a problem for you later on. It's not that he's not willing to, is he doesn't, if you can't give it to yourself, you can't give it to somebody else. But something about this conversation has woke him up, and the Ace of Pentacles is here, clarifying the Tower, showing me that you might actually be in a whole different place. And this may have made some impact. Yeah. So I'm going to say, let's see, for you, the Page of Wands. I'm going to say good for you. Like, it looks like the conversation may have really, really did something good for you. And if he was torn about going back to an ex, the Ten of Swords here, it's almost like he knows he can't. He knows he can't go back, but you're dealing with somebody who is still in a process of trying to get over an ex. And that's why you were in this weird, complicated situation with somebody. You were always hoping that another person is just going to forget about their past person when they're with us. But if people get in relationships to get over other people, that's where things get complicated. Yeah, so I would say the conversation has definitely created some sort of movement towards improvement, and possibly, you know, given it an honest, fresh start. Nora, if you are Gons or Gons, you're Nora. I did yours just before Crystal. I just don't know the names of everybody when you send me PayPal. I don't know your screen names. All right, Casey, and then Tiara, and then welcome weekend. You're welcome, Crystal. All right, so today we want thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards you only. Let's see. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. And remember, Sunday's readings will be out for the week. We have an awesome week coming up. A lot of shifts happening. I'm excited to translate, see how it plays out. Remember, all these shifts are new, right? All right. You have an Ace of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Now let's see. Thoughts. No, I'm getting the same cards. Let me switch decks for the last two. I shuffled, but I got the same cards. All right. Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck for this one. So you still got an earthy energy and feels still connected to you. Feels very connected to you. You may know things about each other that only you each other get. You know, this person feels like you know how to understand them on some level. So thoughts. We have the Three of Swords. She could be thinking, or he, I don't remember. They could be thinking that this hurts worse not being together, or something that I said or did, I wish I could fix it. And it feels like they're hurting, you know, not feeling 100% settled. Feelings, the Ten of Cups. You really hit close to home with this person. Intentions, the Seven of Cups. So the vibe I'm getting today is that if you guys are separated or been dealing with some conflict, your person's not sitting with it well. They're still processing it and realizing that there's something there. I still have feelings. I don't know if I want to walk away. or what to do with them with the Seven of Cups. So you're crossing their mind, you're in their heart, and you mean more to them than maybe you think. If the problem is they're in a relationship or they're non-committal and don't want a relationship, you're somebody that's got them thinking about it. And maybe they thought distance from you would make it easier, but it doesn't look like it's easier for them right now. So there's a shift happening here, and it looks as though they could try to find their way back around you to make it work, or to just fix something that's been going on between the two of you. And that's what I have. So you're clearly in their heart, on their mind. The timestamps are in the description box. I'm almost done, so they will be posted in the comments in a second. All right. All right, general love. Is there anybody around you? Let me roll the dice. I see an Aries, a Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aquarius energy. All right. I see the Ten of Pentacles, friend of the family, somebody you've met before, somebody you work with. It could be, somebody that's in your general, somebody close to you. In your community, somebody that might be a part of your extended family. And I have the Six of Wands. I have strong fire energy, somebody that may be in finance, in the public a lot. Very successful or working towards their success. This could be somebody you talk to online, or they have a presence online. And this is somebody that cares about what others think and their status, and they're trying to win big. They're very ambitious. What draws them to you? Distance. You're quiet. They don't know what's going on. They want to get to know you. You're hard to read. You're dealing with somebody who's really extroverted and you're more introverted. So there's something about you. Maybe they get enough attention elsewhere, or they have a busy life, but something about you draws them in because you're a little bit more peaceful and quiet. What's stopping them, if anything, from connecting? They could have so you have the Six of Wands here. What's stopping them is the Five of Wands. Their ambitions. There's a lot of competition with what else is going on in their life. Could be circumstances out of their control, or their life is complicated right now. Very tense, very challenging. But you could be somebody that brings this person peace. Let's see you. The Eight of Cups. This could be somebody that you don't even see coming your way. The Eight of Cups is you going your own way for a bit. walking away from a situation that is not doing anything for you. Now, you might be expecting and you might be looking in one direction and somebody is creeping up behind you. So watch your back. No, I'm just playing. This feels kind of newish though too, or when you're minding your business, doing your own thing, somebody coming towards you. Any actual movement this week? I'm doing the same spread I do for Mondays. I see the Page of Cups, so you may be already conversing with this person, or you could be talking to somebody that sparks your curiosity, get your attention. You know, pay attention to something or someone around kids. They have a kid, or they're being just very playful with you. You're doing something creative. Noticing some softness, somebody opening up through conversation. This could even be a little love letter, somebody a love note. And so what should you do right now? I'm seeing the 9 of Pentacles. Your focus is to be on yourself right now, doing your thing, focusing on your finances, job, work, career, your independency, grounding yourself, and pulling away from anybody that is a waste of time for you. Because it looks like you clear the path, make some space, and somebody successful is trying to come in. And for signs, I see Virgo, I see Leo as well here. And you do have a younger water sign too. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great weekend. Thank you all for showing support to my channel and always being here, especially my mods. Thanks for running the show, and my members that show up constantly too, and keeping everybody entertained. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Angel and Jeff and Luis. Hello. Enjoy your vacation, Angel, and everybody enjoy your weekend. Thank you, FG. And try to have the best weekend. Don't let anybody screw up your energy, if possible. Take care, guys.